So the Gospel reading for this Sunday is from Luke chapter 19, and it's the first 10 verses there. It's a story about a tax gatherer of short stature who really desperately wants to see Jesus, and so he finds a tree that is overlooking the pathway that the crowd following Jesus are walking along, because the crowd's too big and he's too short, he can't see over the heads of people. So he goes and climbs up this tree, a most undignified thing for a grown man to do, particularly in the days when they didn't wear pants, they wore robes, and that can get pretty untidy when you're climbing a tree. And so he climbs up the tree and seeks to get a peek at Jesus as Jesus walks by. What he doesn't realise is that Jesus is onto him, and not only is Jesus onto him in regard to Zacchaeus climbing the tree to get a peek, Jesus is onto Zacchaeus in terms of who he is and his role in that particular community. And it's not a very nice role that Zacchaeus has. He's essentially a man who's colluding with the occupying forces to collect money and resources from the locals as a tax to give to the foreigners. So not many people liked Zacchaeus. Jesus, on the other hand, saw opportunity here, and when he got close to Zacchaeus, he spoke with him, invited him to come down because Jesus wanted to go and have lunch with him at his place. It's a pretty pushy move, inviting yourself over to lunch, but Zacchaeus obviously was only too happy for this to happen. And we know this because the impact of that interaction on Zacchaeus is quite profound. As a consequence, Zacchaeus is no longer the same man he was when he went up that tree. He was clearly very good at his tax gathering work because he had amassed for himself a sizable fortune such that he could give away half of it and return money that he had inappropriately taken and still be okay. I mean, that's quite a bankroll. But he chooses to do that on the basis of having met this incredible man who changes the way Zacchaeus sees everything and understands what's most important. Suddenly it's not about having the massive bankroll, it's about something far more significant, profound, connecting, all those sorts of things. I don't know if that's what you're going to hear about at Mustard Seed on Sunday, because I'm not going to be preaching. You may have caught up with the fact that on early Friday morning my mum breathed her last. She was in at North Shore Hospital. It wasn't a particular surprise by then. She faced her death with gratitude and acceptance and with a great deal of peace. So I'm deeply grateful for that, and for those who have prayed for me and my family and for my mum. Heartfelt thank you. I can't thank you enough. But this week we've got a funeral. My brother's flying into town, and it's going to be a busy week, so I decided it might be better for someone else to take on the duties of preaching this week, and I don't know who that is yet, but somebody's working on it. I did want to say something about my mum. I don't even know if that's appropriate, but I just wanted to say that she was not anything like Zacchaeus, except that she was short. But she was very determined, and she didn't do things in the orthodox manner, and she did know some things that were really true, and she knew them not as concepts, she knew them as a way of life, and she passed them on to me. And I can't tell you how grateful I am for that. So many of the best things we don't even realise we've got. So it's good to realise, good to give thanks. Thanks, Mum. God bless. See you around the place.